Hello, everybody. This is Command's Corner. We are live every single Monday. This is a very different location, very different setup. Got the background, the lights, and everything. If you guys can hear me well or hear me at all, give me a thumbs up or let me know how the sound is. I got my microphone hidden under my beard over here, but if you guys can hear me, just let me know. If not, I will adjust. I'm in a lobby. There's some workers who are very, very nice and helpful, but I am the only patron in here right now. It's kind of interesting to try and hear with one headphone with my ears plugged. Sounds good? Okay, cool. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. So yeah, I'm not going to be on for the longest time tonight, but I'm going to be on for as long as we need to be. I have a bunch of the beard is different for sure, man, for sure. I got a bunch of different things I want to talk about. If you guys are watching right now and want to stick around, or if you're watching in the future, I'm going to talk about my experience in the Dominican Republic, the good, the bad. I'm going to talk about Sam and her sickness right now, and also our travel home tomorrow. I'm going to talk about my beard and my experience with like beard care in the tropics, right, in the Caribbean. And that'll be kind of it for tonight. So yeah, the beard is looking really big. So much volume to it. It's cool for like a vacation switch up, but I don't think that I would take this to keep it. But I can't see any of the likes. I can't see a lot of the normal stuff. I can get all you guys' comments like hello Beard Octane and everybody that's in there. So that will be normal. But if you guys could, if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up. This is definitely going to be a different stream, but hey, maybe we bring in some people who don't normally watch. Maybe they check something out that's new to them. Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Love the Caribbean. Yeah, we definitely have some mixed feelings and mixed emotions. So I'm excited to be able to talk about kind of everything that I have. But I got a question for you guys since we don't have any giveaways tonight where we usually get the location. I would like to know, with whatever you're comfortable with sharing, where are you guys at tonight? I know some of you are on vacation. I know some of you are home and in different parts of the world. We even have people from the Majestic Mirage, which is the resort we're staying at in Punta Cana. Some of the workers are watching right now, so shout out to the good ones out there. But drop a comment, guys, with whatever you feel comfortable with sharing. Where are you at right now? If you're in the U.S., maybe drop your state. If you're out of the U.S., drop your country. If you're on vacation, maybe share where your vacation is at. If you're like Ken and you're changing locations, like going to Kentucky, drop that comment. I'm not going to be able to see all of them tonight, especially if we have any moderators in the building. If you guys can help me out on any comments, drop a hey, Rebecca, any comments to get those cleaned up. That would be the most helpful of all time tonight. But like I said, we do have an agenda. We'll be kind of talking about that. Even though I am done with teaching, I will always have an agenda and a style of going about my shows in kind of that teaching manner. And there's a mosquito right here by me. That's another challenge, is the mosquitoes that are here. Oh, nice, Joel. Going down to Playa del Carmen. Awesome. Just got back from St. George Island. Very cool, you guys. J Dub representing Michigan. I love it. Deep South Texas. Oh, wow. 5 miles from Mexico. That is as deep and south as it gets. Sweat equity. Hey, there you go. I love it, Sam. That's that's my guy Inky Johnson's big quote. Just outside of Boston, Connecticut. Gonna eat dinner. Awesome. Yeah. So we'll talk about like I said, we're gonna talk about the pros and cons of this trip. We're gonna talk about Sam and being sick, and then getting home tomorrow, and then we'll talk about my beard and. Right, I've visited Florida, I've visited Georgia, I've been to other places that have humidity, but nothing I've ever experienced in my life compares to this country. Hey, we have Gio in the chat, says, welcome to my country. Awesome, man. Thanks for saying that, Gio. Yeah, we are in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, if you guys are familiar at all. We'll be hitting the airport, which is like a half an hour away from Punta Cana tomorrow. And we are... I don't know the name of this beach that we're at, but we're at the beach by a lot of the resorts. The Royal Carlton, I think, is next to us or something like that. I don't know. But if there's anybody else in the Dominican Republic that wants to drop some more info in the chat, hey, that is always welcome and encouraged. Just get involved as much as you can and will, guys. First question, have any of you guys in the chat been to the Dominican Republic or even the Caribbean? Drop a comment if you guys have been to, let's say, the Bahamas or anywhere in the Caribbean here. This is my first ever all-inclusive resort. Sam and I went on a cruise for our honeymoon, which is very different. We went to the Bahamas. We went to these different locations. But being at a resort in the Caribbean, being at a resort in the Dominican is very, very different experience from a cruise ship. There's good and bad to both experiences. But I will say that I believe we are probably going to be either cruise people in the future or U.S.-based vacations in the future. Things like Florida, Hawaii, Alaska, or going on cruises. I don't think we'll do an all-inclusive in another country in the future because of some of the challenges and just personal preferences, right? A lot of it's like your beard. We have some preferences that fit us that maybe don't fit other people, right? And that's important with anything that you do is figuring out what your preferences are. And so Heath, yeah, so for sure I'm going to get into that, and we'll probably start with that in just a second here with the pros and cons to all sides of that. But yeah, I think we're pretty secure on doing U.S. vacations or the cruises in the future. So let's go over the pros and cons of our stay so far. We leave at about noon tomorrow. We have not packed anything because of Sam being sick, so we got to be able to kind of pack and get everything going. But the pros and cons here. All right, pros. I have hey, that's awesome. We have the guest services desk who's right over here watching. Extremely helpful employee, always with a smile, always trying the best there, which has been fantastic. The guest services, from my butler to the guest service lounge to the guest service manager, has been a highlight of the resort for me. Now, again, there are going to be some pros and cons, but absolutely 100% transparency. And I told them I was going to share my experience, the good or the bad. And my guest services has absolutely been a highlight from the lounge concierge, my butler, Alexander, and the manager of the guest services. I tried to learn how to pronounce her name. I had him repeat it a bunch of times. I'm just not good at the manager's name. So I apologize on that one. Leo, definitely the other two options, not just the lower 48, Hawaii and Alaska, are my literal two bucket list locations now. If you could tell me I could go to anywhere in the world, it would be Hawaii and Alaska, without a doubt. So yes. All right, and thank you guys for being in here. Okay, with the lamellar, yeah. We found that. JP, Betsy, Steve's wife, bought 2 different bracelets for them. No, J. Cruz, I did not try any of that. We have a lot of food allergies, as you guys know, and with the language barrier, it can be kind of tough to know what is exactly in it. But yeah, okay, pros and cons of our trip so far. Then I'm going to talk about Sam and her sickness and how that's going. And then I'm going to tell you guys about my beard and what it's been like. This is a beard channel, of course, tell you guys about my experience with my beard. So the pros, some of the greatest experiences and memories in a short amount of time that I'll ever have. Number one, top of the list, and it's not even comparable, would be our spa day. I've never been to a spa. I'm not afraid to admit that I went to a spa. I have never had a professional massage before. And we didn't really know what to think, so we set up a couples massage. I thought I signed up for the deep tissue and Sam signed up for the stress relief, but we got the same massage, which was fantastic. But the cool thing was we paid for the massage. It was supposed to start at 5. They told us to come an hour early so we could get into the Turkish bath. Now, for me, and somebody that doesn't know this stuff, that doesn't experience this stuff, I thought a Turkish bath, because they had these like pools in front of us, I thought it was just going in the pool, but that it was much, much more than that. The hour before the massage was as cool of an experience as the actual massage. So what they did was we had like a guy that, and I had to go back to get more tip money. And that's one thing is, and You guys know me. I try to be as polite and respectful and understanding as possible. There were some things that tested my patience, of course, and I try to go over and beyond with tipping. And I brought money to tip our masseuses, but I didn't know that we were going to have this like personal guide that was going to take us through this spa experience. So I had to go back and get tip money and bring that back for him. And then I went back and got extra tip money because the guy that was at the front desk who explained everything and helped everything, and he was super interested in the YouTube channel. I don't know if he's watching right now, but I just really liked him. And so we went and made sure to bring some money back for them. But he started out the guide, I'll call him. And it was like very matter of fact, like nonchalant, like you are doing this and then you are doing this. And the first thing we did was we had to get into our swimsuits, which we knew. We brought that. They had a towel and then some like flip-flops for us. And the first thing was we went into this like aromatherapy room, and it was really cool. It was like stone benches with like these like star lights on the top and like a footrest. It was really, really cool experience. And it just smelled fantastic. I don't know what it was. Me and Sam were trying to figure it out, but it was like juniper berry and eucalyptus, and I don't know what it was in there, but it was just really nice smell. Hey, Steven, thanks for watching the replay later, man. So yeah, it was just a really, really nice smell. And we were in there for 5 minutes, and it was hot, but it wasn't like overbearing. It was, I would say, probably like 100 degrees. And so we were in there for 5 minutes. And then we went out and they had the shower area, and Sam and I went into different showers. They were just open ones. We had our swimsuits on. And one of the showers that I started in had all these jets, like 3 different direction jets that were all layered. And so it started at your feet and it was cold. And it was like, whoa, it kind of surprised you. And then the next one was at like your thigh or your hips. And same thing, the feet one turned off, and then the next one went up, and then the chest went up, and it was like going through. And then it had like a waterfall shower that went down on my head, and it was cold, but it felt good because we were in that hot room beforehand. And so the waterfall hit, and then we switched, and I got Sam's shower, and Sam's shower was a bucket, and it filled up with warm water, and you had a handle that you would pull, and it was like a professional bucket. It wasn't like anything like makeshift or anything. Keith, yeah, my skin. I'll talk about my skin, Keith. I appreciate that, man. I'll talk about my skin after this story. And you pull down this warm water bucket that just drenches you and was really, really nice. And so that was our first stop. And then we went over to the first one was the sauna, the dry sauna. And that one was hot, hot, hot. I've never really done a real sauna, and man, that was hot. We went for about 5 minutes in there. Same thing. We went back and showered after that. We took our shower, and then we got out of the shower, and we went into a steam aromatherapy room. The first room was just aromatherapy. So the second one was a steam aromatherapy room, the hottest yet. It was, I forgot what we saw, the temperature, 140 degrees, I believe, or 150. Yeah, I felt like I was in the oven, and it was cooking something that had moisture. So hot, hot, hot. Smelled amazing. Smelled like the first room, but it was hot, hot, hot. Got out and showered again. And then from there, they gave us like, what is it? Cucumber water. And I'm not a big fan of cucumber water, but it was refreshing and nice. And so they had us get into like a hot tub next. So we got into a hot tub. And from there, we were in there for maybe 5-10 minutes. And it was just us, you guys. Just us. Yeah, if you're not a fan of the heat, the sauna, or the steam room, real deal hot. Like, I'm not a wuss, man. Did I say moist? I said it many times on this trip. Yeah, many, many times. And so it was, it was hot in there. So hot tub for 5-10 minutes. And this place was huge, you guys. It was vast. It was beautiful. The ceiling was like immaculate. And we were in there for 5-10 minutes by ourselves. And then from the hot tub, they had us go into this cold plunge. And so we go into the cold plunge, and Sam goes first, and I go in second. And it's like, I don't know if you guys have ever been in like a real cold plunge, like for athletics or at like an athletic club. I mean, cold, 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 cold. And so Sam goes in. I'm trying to go in. I get about waist high. You know, you get to the you know, and freezing. And then he tells us you need to dip 3 times. Says you have to go down underwater 3 times. And I'm like, I don't know if I can. I don't know if it's possible for me to go under 3 times. Sam muscles up and she goes down 3 times. And now I'm like, all right, I can't be a wuss and not do it. And it's not even like the guy left me an option, which I'm happy about that he did not leave that option. He just told me, no, you need to go, you need to go 3 times. So I followed Sam. And when I dipped after the first one, it was very, very refreshing. Like when I went in waist deep, I was in pain. It was really, really like, I don't think I can do this. When I went fully under my head and everything, it was like, felt amazing. And then I did the other 2 dips and felt so good. Now, keep in mind, we have already done a aromatherapy hot room, a dry sauna, a steam room, and a hot tub. And now we're just going in this like cold plunge. Oh man, it felt really, really nice. So then we get out of the cold plunge and we go into this really cool like pool looking like bath hall. And this is a Turkish bath, if you guys are wondered. It was a new phrase to me. We go into this hall, and from there they have like in the center of this pool, they have these pipes that come out and it shoots like very strong jets of water. And it's meant to put your back to it, and it like massages these spots. And guys, this is all before the professional massage. My first one in the history of my life. And relaxed and extremely clean after all. Yeah, very clean. And I think that's a big part of it. And Mike, you're right too. The joints felt amazing. I think they were preparing us physically and mentally for the massage. And we said like we would have paid money for that experience, and we didn't even have, that was part of the deal. And it wasn't even advertised. That's the crazy thing, you guys. It wasn't even advertised. And so then we get in there, and heard cotton candy before. Does it taste good to you? I love cotton candy. But yeah, so the jets shoot onto my back. And then after that, they have these like metal like bars that are positioned in the shape of like a lounge chair in the pool. And the pool is like room temperature, I would say. It's not cold. It's not hot. It's not warm. It was like room temperature. And it has all of these jets and bubbles that are coming up underneath this like metal bar. Think of like a lounge chair that's made out of horizontal bars, but it's in the water. Yep, in the water. And you lay down, and it's got all the bubbles coming up. Me and Sam are holding hands, laying next to each other. We have our suits on. We're the only ones in there. The ceiling is vast and made of like real woven palm prawns. And it's open air. Like everything around us is just like the tropics and everything, guys. It was unbelievable. No, I got you. I got you with the pop and the cotton candy. I figured it out. And then we're in there for quite a while because the other stops were like 5 minutes a piece. So we were probably in that last pool, Proms? Is that right, Gary? We were in that last pool for probably a half hour, but it was so nice. I'd go back and forth from like the massage jet thing that came out to the rolling chairs. And it was really, really, really nice. Yeah, Mike, exactly. The cold plunge is just like you used to do after sporting events. And so we laid on these things. We had the bubbles coming up, very relaxing, very, very refreshing. Just a really good overall experience. And then he came and got us and brought us up to the like massage room. And we had one room together. It was the couples massage. And we had 2 masseuses, 2 ladies. And we get up there and they say, go ahead and take everything off, then lay down and cover up with these sheets. So we do. And they come in and I have my head down, so I didn't even see them until afterwards. And it was just, again, I've never had a massage. It was just magical. Absolutely magical. Got the feet, got the legs, got my back, got my hands. The hands might have been the best part of the massage. Massaged every day. It was just smelled wonderful in there. It was quiet. It was peaceful. And I will for sure, at some way, somehow, have more professional massages in the future because it just felt like $1 million. I felt looser afterwards. My skin after that whole day, I don't have any like blemishes or anything at all. And the moisture and the humidity in the air here really helps with your hair and skin. It can cause nightmares for styling, right? When you get that more volume and that more like poof, but the like health-wise, Humidity is fantastic, you guys. It detoxes your pores. It nourishes the follicle. It really, really helps out. And then we get done. We tip them. I come back and get the other guys. And that was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. Not just because the massage felt really good, but the whole like stops at the Turkish bath with the all the different rooms and all the everything. It was just absolutely amazing. So that was a huge pro. Another huge pro that turned into a kind of con was we did an excursion. We booked 2 excursions, back-to-back days, yesterday and today. Yesterday's excursion was this trip out into the Caribbean Sea, and we were on this catamaran. It was semi-private. There were 15 of us, including Betsy and Steve. And we go out, and I'll kind of break down the order of events. We have to take like a bus for like a half hour to get out there. We get out there, and the first thing we do is we go snorkeling. And I've never been snorkeling out in the Caribbean or the ocean or anything. Really cool. Sam is absolutely terrified of the ocean. And I know a lot of people have fears. Sam is terrified, has never been in the ocean or a sea in her life. Never, ever, ever. She has never once, Lenny, what's up, man? He said, you're in my country. Awesome. So she has never been in the ocean or the sea once, and she got in, you guys. She actually snorkeled for a little bit, and then she got out. I was super proud of her, and I was in heaven. You guys know that I'm water polo, I'm swimming, and the instructor was like super impressed that I could dive down to the bottom, and like I didn't even use flippers. I didn't even use a snorkel. I just had on my goggles. And he was like, how can you do that with the pressure of your ears? And I'm like, this is what I do, man. I grew up playing water polo and swimming. And so we got to see some really cool fish, and it was a pretty good experience to like snorkel and dive down by the coral. I had been scuba diving before, but I'd never been snorkeling like that, like real deal snorkeling. So then we get back on the boat, and we go, and we now are going to have lunch. And they bring a floating we actually first we go to an island where they chop down coconuts and make us these drinks. The drinks were not very good, but it was still a really cool experience. Sam needs a 7-Up and some chocolate. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, I'll explain everything as everything. Hey, Riley, here's one of my swimmers, former swimmers here. Now, absolutely amazing swimmer, real talk too. Riley, super proud of you and especially your close group of friends. Quinn and Cameron and Schultz, all of you guys are unbelievable how amazing you did this year. So keep killing it. But yeah, swimmer, water polo player. But I'll tell Sam's story in a bit. And so we go to this island, get a coconut drink, and then we go to have lunch. They pull up with this this mobile kitchen, and then me, Steve, and Betsy all order the surf and turf. And so we get like shrimp, we get steak, and like French fries. I think that was what it consisted of. Yes, shrimp, steak, and French fries. Sam ordered the meat platter because she did not want to do the fish or any of that. And so hers was ribs, singular, ribs, chicken, and steak. So keep that in mind. She was the one who had different food than the other 3 of us. We eat it. It was okay. It was. I would not say the food is a pro, but it's not like anything that it's like the worst I've ever had or anything. I'm not that. Yeah, Mo. It was literally a mobile restaurant that pulled up to our boat and cooked the food. Now that might not be a good thing when I finish the story. So from there, we all eat our food, and we get to this place where you can now go to like a floating bar. You can hang out on the boat. You can like throw a football around. Or you can go snorkeling on a new spot. And of course, I chose snorkeling. And this snorkeling was way better. It was so cool. I saw black angelfish. I saw stingrays, not even expecting to see a stingray. And I saw those stingrays. There were all sorts of different kind of pufferfish, or I forget like the name of the other like pufferfish varieties, but things that were like pufferfish. There were needlefish. There were trumpetfish. Like really interesting fish that I never thought. There was like red snappers and just cool stuff. The stingrays that were unexpected, that was a massive highlight for me. And I spent every single second out snorkeling that I could. I was the only one. Steve went with me originally and a couple other people, then they all went back on. I was just in heaven, and I just stayed out there and snorkeled. So we get back on, and Pretty soon after, Sam is like, I don't feel terrible, but I'm not feeling the best. And I'm like, oh no, she's the only one that had different food than us. So we get back, we drive back to the resort, and it's slowly getting a little bit worse. We saw sharks, but not for the snorkeling. There's like an area where they feed them and like kind of like corral them. And so we get back. All right, Mike, take care, man. So we get back, and Sam's holding up well. Like Steve and Betsy were both like commenting. I think Steve maybe that actually said something. I'm sure Betsy thought the same. Like surprised at how well Sam held it together. And so we get back, and she's slowly starting to say like, "I'm not feeling good. It's getting worse. It's getting worse." And so we get back, and she gets in bed. Oh, see, yeah, Bobby, I'm explaining why I strongly disagree with you. I will do a cruise forever. I'll probably never do an all-inclusive again. Unfortunately, it just doesn't fit our style. Yep, just doesn't fit our style. But with that said, so we get back. Now she's really feeling bad. We don't know if it's food poisoning, right, which would make a lot of sense being that she was the only one that had the different food than Steve, Betsy, and I, because me, Steve, and Betsy feel fine. And it's getting pretty bad. She has to stay in bed. But we have an excursion planned for 7:45 in the morning, and I try to go find people. I have to fill out a report. The concierge guest service was really helpful, but the company that is actually through the resort, unfortunately, that books the excursions, they were not. They were rude. They were unprofessional. They were shady in a few different ways, and I'm very, very disappointed. That office is called Go Majestic. I'm super disappointed in the workers, the manager, and their like structure. I'm not done interacting with them. That one will continue, and you guys know me. I don't get mad. I am very level-headed. They saw a side that you guys have never seen, and like I said, I'm not done yet. They were refusing a refund. They were hanging up the phone. They were literally turning off phones to the point where the management here with the guest services were getting mad at Go Majestic. And so that was not cool. I've had to go back 4 different times to talk to different people to try and get a refund because my wife got sick on one of their excursions and they were still going to make us pay. And the biggest thing is the receipt said no fees if you cancel within 24 hours, word for word, letter for letter. And they said, oh, that's a mistake, a lost in translation. I said, it doesn't matter. It's in writing. It's English, man. And so, yeah, they got some real serious ones. And yeah, I have no fear. I am relentless. So very few people ever see that side of me. But that company did, and they're going to continue if it's not fully taken care of, because I there's just a sense of shadiness with that aspect of things. So yeah, but more importantly, Sam, we got into the room last night. She has not left the bed other than to shower once and go to the bathroom. And I was really, really in nurse mode, trying to do anything and everything I can to support her, to keep her spirits up, to make sure that I'm there for her. So I've just been in bed with her for the last like 27, 28 hours, other than when I had to go try and talk to this company, Go Majestic. And she was not doing well last night. It was really, really bad. And that was the other thing that like straight up pissed me off. And I don't even mean to talk seriously, but it pissed me off because my wife is in bed sick because of their food and their excursion. And they were not even caring. They were not sympathetic. And I just couldn't fathom that. And I'm somebody that's always respectful, always polite. I tip well. I've spent a lot of money on the vacation and all this stuff. And to not have that extra thought, right? For example, we go to Disney. Yeah, we go to Disney, and Disney just utterly takes care of you. If that would have been mentioned, I said, hey, my wife is in bed sick. We have this excursion plan. They would have said, oh my God, go take care of your wife. We'll refund you. No worries whatsoever. Yep, no worries whatsoever. You're going to be good. So I didn't sleep much last night. I'm taking care of Sam and making sure she's trying to drink enough water. She gets, we have liquid IV, so we give her liquid IV, which has all the stuff in it that she should want and need, you know. And I'm getting her like cold cloth for her head. I'm just making sure she's doing as good as possible. Luckily, around like, I don't know, midnight last night, I finally start to hear her. Like snoring, and I'm like, oh my God, good. She fell asleep because she was, like I said, she was not doing good, and she sleeps intermittently, wakes up. We've been giving her some different things that we can to take care of her, and she has the what was it called? The liquid IV, right? The liquid IV, and she has her phone right next to her in case she needs me right now. And yeah, the liquid IV, Dean, has been doing a really good job of helping her. And so then this morning she wakes up and she's doing better, but it still starts to like hit her, coming and going. She still has not gotten out of the bed other than to go to the bathroom or take a shower. And she's only taken the one shower. And so now our focus is just making sure that she has, where can we get liquid IV? We just got it from like our local grocery store. So now the focus is we got to make sure that we can get her well enough to travel home tomorrow. We head out to the airport at noon, and we have a flight to Miami. And then from Miami, we have a little layover where we fly to Detroit, and then we have an hour drive home from Detroit. And so we got to get her good enough. She already has a terrible fear of flying, so that doesn't help things. And I got to pack. So Sam is our predominant packer and organizer and planner with that stuff. But I'm hoping that she wakes up a little bit more kind of boosted in the morning to be able to help pack and everything. Like I said, we're pretty sure that it's food poisoning because she's the one who had the different meal than the three of us, and the three of us feel fine. But I guess you never know, especially when you're somewhere that's different to us and new to us. So nothing too crazy with any like emergencies or anything, but she is laid up in bed, not feeling good at all, to the point where we're only here 4 nights, and now 2 of the nights she will be in bed the entire time without getting up and going. So it's serious enough to take away half of her vacation, and I'm just genuinely happy to be able to be by her and help her and comfort her. I have 0 negative thoughts about how it played out, no regrets or anything. I just want her good. I just want her home. That's my biggest thing. And I want to be home. I miss my kids a lot, man. I really miss Maddox, Jackson, Violet, like super, super miss. Shout out to my parents for watching them. Sam's mom was going to watch them half the time, but she had some medical emergencies come up recently and wasn't able to. So my parents stepped up and they have watched the kids the entire time. But yeah, so I'm hoping she's better, guys. Send some positive vibes or whatever your preference is, because we need to get her home tomorrow is the biggest thing. So that was a pro turned into a con, right? The snorkeling was one of the coolest things I've ever done. I will never forget that. We have videos of it. I'm excited to kind of show you guys. I don't know how good the quality is, but then Sam getting sick and then my experience with that Excursion branch of the company was not good. A very, very big negative on that one. But like I said, the resort itself, very helpful. My butler was amazing. The guest services were amazing. So, right, you take the good and the bad. That's with anything in life. In our local area, we have good waiters, bad waiters. We have good service, bad service. You just got to kind of, take the good and the bad. So other thoughts on the challenges here. We do not speak any Spanish, and there's people in important positions are very good with their English, which is very nice. But there are some language barriers, especially when it comes to our food, right? For example, there's a Japanese steakhouse, and it lists the entrees as gluten-free, but they cook it on the cooking stove with everything all mixed together. And if I have soy sauce that has gluten in it that gets mixed from somebody else's portions of their food, I'm going to get very sick. My celiac disease is very serious. So there is a barrier when it comes to not being able to explain some things in the different situations. So that is tough as compared to like a cruise where we visited these different locations. Almost everybody we interacted with had very, very good English, and it made it a lot easier. And I know a lot of you know Spanish, and that's on me, right? I just don't. But you got to be realistic with yourself and understand your your limits, your preferences. So that one was really tough. The language barrier is more than I expected or really thought about. Yeah, so I don't know if they sell beard products here. I know somebody messaged me about a company. One of my favorite owners is Marino, and he is from the Dominican Republic. He moved to Florida, and he has Bomba beard, which means the bomb. And he makes it, but he makes it out of the U.S. So I don't know if there's any of them that are here just straight up. But the humidity is something that I've also never experienced before. I've been to Florida, I've been to Georgia, I've been all over, right? I've spent weeks in those areas. And, oh, great question, Vado. I'll get that one in just a second. I've never experienced humidity like this. I don't know if it's because it's the middle of the summer or what, but I can't walk anywhere without just being a full body sweat. Full body sweat. It's clean sweat. My skin, my pores are amazingly clean, but I sweat, man. My shirts get soaked. My beard gets wet. My forehead right now is wet. And there's no relief. We have like air in our room, and it feels like momentarily like lighter once you walk in. But once you get in there, everything's damp. Everything is still humid and still pretty warm. And that's no fault of the resort or anything or anybody else. It's just the area we're in, and it's just something I'm not used to. So it has made like relaxing and sleeping a little bit more difficult for me personally. Others love it. Others have no problems. But for that's been tough, right? We have humidity in Michigan because of the Great Lakes. But Vinny P, I've not been to Southeast Texas. Vinny, I would be curious to see how the Dominican stacked up with Southeast Texas. And people in Florida and Georgia, if you say you have humidity, you have nothing like this. This is far, far, far worse. And I have talked to a couple people, and they're like, it's because of like some dust that came over from the Sahara Desert, and it's made it like more humid right now than normal. I've had 2 different people tell me that are from here. So it was, it may be more than even like a normal time, but that's been challenging. Now, as far as the beard, my beard has never felt better, right? It feels nourished. It feels hydrated. But, man, it is big, 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 big out here. Like, my beard is massive, and I'm cool with it for vacation. But when I'm home, I like to have it a little bit more dialed in. And I know I'll always get the comments, and I know a lot of you mean it, and they'll say, your beard looks better like that. You should rock that more often. I get that. I fully believe you and understand you. It's just not my preference. I like it to be a little bit more controlled, a little bit more nice and neat. That's just simply what I like. And so that has been different. I'm embracing it fully for the vacation. I've actually not used any heat. And I've only used 2 different oils while I'm here. Right now I have in Ginger Jamboree from Beard Octane. And then I've also used West Y, the plain Jane, the unscented one, because I didn't want to attract bugs or anything. So I mainly use Ginger Jamboree at night, and then I use plain Jane West Y during the day. And so, yes. And yes, we're experiencing more humidity because of the Sahara Desert's dust. So there you go. So yeah, even if you have said like you've been here and you've experienced like the humidity, I'm being told by people that are here that it's even worse than normal. And not worse, right? It's all relative, right? Some people, like I said, they love it. For me, it's just, it is just, and they deal with it daily. You literally have to adjust the way that you style your hair, the way that you go about dressing, all that stuff. And then comments about the beard. I was surprised that I would say the majority of people here are Spanish speakers. And what do I mean by that? I would have guessed that most of the guests were English speakers, and I was wrong. I don't think that the English speaking is the majority, or at least if it is, they also speak Spanish, and there's a lot of Spanish speakers. And one thing that has been a constant or a consistent is lots and lots of comments on the beard. Lots and lots of comments. A big beard like this, and if anybody's not here, it is a big beard. A big beard like this is not common. I do not see really many big beards at all. So most people say something about barba, which is beard in Spanish, or they say like, ooh, or they say big beard or something like that. And if anybody has to leave, take care, guys. I'm probably going to be only on for another 5 minutes or so. And Lenny, who's here from the Dominican, he says, I get so many comments, they're not used to this beard and will find it cool, but they will stare at you. Exactly, Lenny. All of the comments have been very positive, very welcoming. I've not felt like some outsider that was like different and they were judging me. But many people will stare. They will straight up stare. But I'm used to that. I get that at home too. When you're this stunningly good looking, I'm just kidding. But no, lots and lots of comments, but every single one of them has been in a kind way. Yep, every single one has been in a kind way. Thank you, Mark. And yeah, for my head hair, the only thing I brought was my sea salt spray. And I love how my head hair styles with this. But a huge challenge, huge challenge is not being able to touch my beard during the day at all. That has been really challenging because normally I'll run my fingers through it. Normally I'll kind of adjust it. And yeah, Judd, exactly. Absolutely has been, I've had a couple amazing helpers, and this is one of them here, Mrs. Sanchez. So yes, 100%. So yeah, good and bad with the styling. I'm going to make a video with kind of final thoughts about my beard in an extreme humidity situation. I've done other videos about humidity, as you guys know, but this one is extreme, and I have a particular angle of the video. I just can't give it away yet. Yep, I can't give it away yet. I mean, the beard is majestic. I can't, and I'm staying at the Majestic, so that is funny. But yeah, lots of beard comments. Lots of positive looks, lots of positive interactions. So that was good. The pool is beautiful here. It's downright refreshing. So right now the seaweed is pretty bad, but that just kind of comes and goes. That's obviously nothing that the resort or the country can manage or have any control over. But they do have like tractors going constantly that are taking it away. And I know it comes by in different times. Barba larga. Yes, lots of barba comments. All right. And Sam, this was a retirement celebration. If you guys don't know, I am a full-time content creator. I've retired from public teaching, and I do this for a living. So this was a big one. So why can't I touch my beard? G squared, great question. So essentially, with all the salt from the ocean and just the humidity and craziness, I cannot run my finger through my beard, right? At home, I have no problem. I can how people run their hands through their hair. I can do that at home through my beard. I cannot run my hand through my beard here. If I were to do it right now, and I haven't even been in the pool, I would pull hairs out. I would have an issue pulling those hairs out. So that one is a big one for me. Yes. I'm from the Dominican Republic. I was there a month ago. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I actually have a lot of subscribers. All right. Thank you, Tim, Papa Weatherby. I actually have a lot of subscribers from the Dominican Republic that I'm learning about. I've had at least 30 guys reach out to me that are like, oh, I'm so glad that you're in my country and that you're showing beards and stuff. And I was like, that was really cool. I mean, we have over 115 countries that subscribe to the channel, which is really cool. But I was really surprised to see how many Dominican men follow the channel, and it was a pleasant surprise. I was very, very happy to hear that. But yeah, so some challenges, some great things. The priority now is really hoping Sam wakes up and feels at least a little better, enough to get up and muster through the long day of travel. I know wanting to go home, I know wanting to be with the kids, it's going to be enough like juice and push for her to muscle it through tomorrow. And you guys know that if you've ever been on vacation, especially if you've ever been sick or you're homesick, that feeling of getting home from the vacation sometimes is like the real vacation. Like that's an amazing feel. So that's our priority. We're leaving tomorrow. We got 2 flights. Again, guys, any positive vibes, any mental encouragement, you don't have to send Sam a message or anything. I'd actually almost prefer just let's not flirt her messages, just so she can kind of settle her mind, get everything going. And with these last couple minutes here, if you guys have any like kind of relevant questions about the stay or the Dominican or anything, feel free to drop those. I promise I'm not going to be able to get to everybody, but I will try to grab some more that I can. Does the beard itch any more than usual? No, Brian, there's way less. So the itch is usually from dry skin, but also the hair not getting enough sebum oil, right? It's drawn away from the face. Here, there is far, far less itch. You use far less product. The skin is so much more nourished here than like Michigan, guys. Our dry winters are dry. Like my skin cracks and turns red and stuff. So yeah, very, very, very dry. Any jet lag? No, we're in the same time zone. So there's no like change of time zones to get used to. The travel wasn't that long. We had like 2 different 3-hour flights. We went from Detroit to Charlotte and then Charlotte to the Dominican. Tomorrow we go from the Dominican to Miami and then Miami to Detroit. So no jet lag at all. We've been fine for sure. All right, Bobby, sounds good, man. What made you decide? My wife, Sam, did all the planning. She picked it. I don't know why she decided the DR. I kind of let her take all the reign, and she picked a beautiful resort. It's when you walk in the entrance of the Majestic Mirage, it's breathtaking. They have these giant like pine cones hanging from the beautiful ceiling. They have this dual staircase. It is gorgeous, like gorgeous here. So, but I'm not sure. Time difference? Nope. Same time zone, guys. Yep. Same time zone here. All right. Yeah. Sam is loved here in the chat. No doubt, guys. No doubt. Thank you guys for all the kind comments there. How many drops do you use compared? I'm pretty much using the same. I would say most people can use less. I can pretty much I can pretty much use the same out there. And yes, thank you. All right, guys. My wife showed me pictures from her trip there, and we looked at out-of-towners on the corner of the walls in the resort. Okay, yeah, got you, Bill. Got you. Would you ever vacation to Japan? I think so. Yeah. I don't know enough. Obviously, the language barrier would be tougher there, I think, than even here. But I'd be open to it. It's not something that I would cross out. I think that's an extremely unique culture. So yes. Any butter at night? I did not. Mainly the last 2 nights, I'm just taking care of Sam. That's been my priority. So no, I've pretty much just gone with the oil at night. So yep, that's been about it. All right, guys. I am about 2 minutes over when I thought I would get off here. So, are you guys kind of like tropical people? No, Europe is going to be a vacation for sure. Hawaii and Alaska are going to be vacations. I'm just completely open. Yep, completely open. No plans to pick up anything at the duty free. I probably won't even be in a mental place. Like I said, I really got to just make sure Sam can stay tough to get home. So I'm going to be excited. And then, yeah, kind of final thing, guys, if you did not watch my video from yesterday, it's one of my most proud videos. And even if you don't care to watch or learn from it, go check out the comments on yesterday's video. I think that speaks volume about this community and this channel. The comments and the responses, the questions, guys, the questions were absolutely phenomenal. Tony, we are staying at the Majestic Mirage. So the Majestic has 3 properties: the Elegance, the Mirage, and the Colonial, I think is the other one. And we are at the Majestic. So that is our location. All right. But I'm going to hop out of here. Please watch that video if you didn't yesterday. If you watched and you did not comment, it would mean a lot to me if you went back and just dropped a comment with your thoughts. If you just said thanks or anything on there, that's a video that I'm going to be very proud of and show off as a reason why people should pay attention to this community and why there is good on the internet, right? We're so used to seeing debates and comments and negativity and trashing people on the internet. I think that video does a really good job of showing the positive, the helpful side of the internet, and you guys are the biggest reason why. I can put that video out, but it's not as special if nobody comments. Your comments meant a lot to me on that one. I don't know why that one hit just right. I wasn't expecting that, but it really did. So much, you guys. Thank you. That's all I got. I want to say thank you. Stay tuned on Instagram. I'll keep you guys updated on our travel tomorrow. I'll keep you updated on Sam. Again, I'm just hoping she wakes up and is feeling a little bit better so we can get packed and get out of here. All right, guys. Thank you, guys. I miss you guys. I love you guys. I can't wait to see you. We will be on Wednesday as long as everything goes according to plan for Beard Advice Live in the studio. Yeah, that's about it. I'm going to pop out of here. Just want to say thank you. Love you guys. Stay bearded. Stay positive.